Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into something that is honestly one of life's toughest but also most beautiful balancing acts. We're talking about the complex reality of blended families. Specifically, we're going to look at how helping children heal from past wounds literally lays the foundation for a thriving, secure home for everybody. Because, when kids feel safe and understood, the whole family just flourishes. So whether you're a mom, a stepmom, a co-parent, or just someone navigating big life changes with kids, this explainer is for you. Let's get right into it.
We have to start with this one incredibly powerful psychological insight. Behavior is communication. When kids act out during these big family transitions, like slamming doors, refusing to eat, or just completely shutting down, it's so crucial to remember they aren't just misbehaving. They are desperately trying to communicate. Basically, they're saying, "I'm scared, I don't feel safe, and I really need help making sense of all this."
All right, let's jump into section 1, the emotional landscape, and empathizing with the child's inner world.
Imagine every kid stepping into a blended family is carrying this heavy, invisible backpack. It's stuffed with unseen emotional weight, grief, confusion, massive loyalty conflicts, and guilt. Suddenly there are new rules, maybe a new adult, new siblings. And here's the crazy part. Kids' developing brains actually process sudden changes in the amygdala, the brain's fear center, not the logical prefrontal cortex. So they literally don't have the neurological wiring yet to use their words. They just act out.
Take Sarah and her 9-year-old son Leo, for example. Leo started wetting the bed and slamming doors the second Sarah's new partner moved in. From Sarah's perspective, she was super frustrated, thinking, "I'm trying so hard here. Why is he making this so impossible?" But if we look at Leo's reality, he wasn't trying to ruin things. He was just paralyzed by guilt. He really missed his dad, and he was absolutely terrified that if he accepted this new family, it meant he was betraying his father. That is the intense landscape these kids are navigating.
Moving on to Section 2, Tools for Emotional Safety and some actionable steps for caregivers.
Once we realize that all that acting out is really just a plea for safety, we can use these 4 incredibly powerful tools: creating routine, validating feelings, building one-on-one connection, and encouraging expression.
First up, establish predictability and routine. Kids crave predictability, right? When their world feels chaotic, routines give them back a sense of control. We're talking about consistent bedtimes, giving them small choices like, "Hey, do you want to set the table or pour the juice?" and using visual calendars for custody schedules. It's not about being rigid. It's about giving them a grounding anchor that tells them things are steady, you are safe.
Step 2. Validate their feelings, even the really messy ones. It's so tempting to say, "Oh, don't be sad about that," but that just shuts them down. Instead, try saying, "You know what? It makes total sense that you're angry right now," or "I know you miss your dad." Validation doesn't mean you agree with bad behavior. It just acknowledges that their experience is real. And psychology shows us that when a kid actually feels heard, their nervous system literally takes a deep breath and calms down.
Third, build one-on-one connection. Kids in blended families often have this quiet, lingering fear that they're going to be replaced or forgotten. But carving out just 15 minutes a day, going for a walk, making a snack together, combats that fear head-on. Actually, it's not even about fixing their problems in those 15 minutes. It's simply about looking them in the eye and saying, "Hey, you haven't been forgotten. You belong here." And fourth, encourage expression through art or play. Remember how they don't always have the words? Hand an older kid a journal, or get out the drawing supplies and action figures for the younger ones. Let them reenact family scenes. You will be absolutely amazed at what comes out when they feel safe enough to express themselves without needing a massive vocabulary.
Okay, let's flip this script a bit for section 3, healing your own wounds and the parent's internal reflection. Because the hard truth is, you can't pour from an empty cup. We have to ask ourselves some pretty tough questions, starting with, what fears am I carrying about this blended family? We really need to look inward at what unresolved baggage, maybe a painful divorce or a sense of betrayal, we might be dragging into this new home.
And the follow-up to that is, what past experiences are influencing how I respond to my child? You've got to ask yourself if you're reacting to what your kid actually needs right now, or if you're overcompensating because you desperately don't want them to feel the hurt you went through.
This brings up a huge psychological concept: old wounds versus new triggers. Basically, our triggers are very often just old wounds dressed up in new clothing. So, if your child pushes your new partner away, that new trigger might just be poking right at a bruise from your past that hasn't fully healed yet. Sometimes, their behavior isn't really about them, it's about something we're still working through.
The good news, healing is entirely possible. The paths to parental healing might look like individual therapy, joining a support group, journaling, or practicing mindfulness. It's hard work for sure, but when you actively heal your own stuff, you create this incredible, safe, stable runway for your child to heal theirs too.
Which brings us to our final part, Section 4, the magic of chosen love and celebrating the new family unit. The absolute core strength of a blended family is this magic of chosen love. It's a resilient bond formed not by blood, but by choice. It's about dedicated adults and resilient kids intentionally choosing each other day after day, even when it's messy. It's taking pieces of the past and patiently building something completely new. Blended families aren't less than. They're just different. And sometimes, different is exactly what we need. I really want you to let this sink in. You're not just creating a family, you're creating a legacy of healing. Healing isn't about pretending the painful stuff in the past didn't happen. It's about integrating it. It's about looking at the past and deciding it doesn't get to define your future. By doing that, you're showing your kids exactly how to build a legacy of healing that they can carry with them for the rest of their lives.
So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a question to chew on. What is one thing you are doing today to support your child through this transition? Take a moment to really reflect on that. To everyone tuning in, you are doing beautiful, incredibly vital work, and you are absolutely not alone in it. Keep loving boldly, and we'll see you next time.